Good evening, man. So, today I want to share with you a concept that I've learned quite recently, and it is called what if, if what. So, I'll explain what it means. If something happens, so something X happens, then what will my response be like? So, what will I do to counteract this particular situation that happened to me or something else? And this idea is it is not as trivial as you may think, because if you write out, for example, let's use the example of willpower. So let's just say you have been trying to quit video games for the past couple of months, and you suddenly you're alone, you're at home, and there's nothing to do, and you get an urge to play video games just simply because you have some free time. And this is the thing that your brain is wired to do in those situations when you're at home, you're alone, and there's nothing to do. So this is the if part. So if this happens, and then the next part is what will you do? So what will your response be like? Because of course, if you have been trying to quit video games, you won't, it wouldn't be a desirable thing to play video games, because you will feel guilt and shame afterwards. So what's the thing to do? And here is where you need to write down a sort of a plan of action of what will you do if this certain thing happened, if those circumstances arise in your life. So if I'll get a desire to play video games, I'll immediately go out and just walk for 20 minutes, or I don't know, start reading or journaling, anything. The main point is that you already have an idea of what will you do in a certain situation if you get an urge to do something, or if a particular thing happens, and you need to somehow react to it. Let me just I'm traveling through the woods right here. So let me tell you about an example from my life. So quite recently I have been dealing, I'm just what, just a second, because I'm walking, if you just see the ground right here, I'm walking in some fucking fucking bushes or some shit like that. So quite recently I have been dealing with some bouts of insomnia. And when I say insomnia, I mean this shit, because I allow myself to sleep for some adequate time. I allow myself to have those 8 hours and 45 minutes in bed. So the amount of time that I give myself to sleep is perfectly adequate. But it's my inability to fall asleep. And I have maybe a couple of hypotheses on why that happens, because of life circumstances and etc. I'm already working hard to improve those, so hope to see some improvements in a couple of days or so. But okay, I cannot fall asleep. Let's just imagine this scenario. I cannot fall asleep. There's no point for me to just lie in bed and try to fall asleep if my brain is already conditioned that we're not going to sleep right now. So what is my response going to be like? Because it happened to me, for example, just yesterday. This night it happened to me, and it was kind of I don't know, the fourth night, not in a row, but the fourth night in the last 2 weeks or so that it's happened to me. And I just got really bloody pissed, just simply because if I will be underslept the next morning, I will have to change up my routine, and I will have to sacrifice some of the habits that I need to do, and this brings up guilt and shame and etc. Just it spirals down into this whole clusterfuck of things. So this is just the thing that pisses off sometimes. And the problem is that I didn't have a certain already fixed response to this if. So if I will not be able to fall asleep, then what's my plan of action going to be? What it's going to look like? Because if I would be just if I wouldn't have a firm idea of what I would do, which of course had happened, then it's like you're left with, then I was left just without any plan and idea, and I just got pissed off. And like, you know, experiencing negative emotions is just like, it's an undesirable thing to do. So for example, what I could do if this happens again, if I will not be able to fall asleep, then I'll go and like, I don't know, journal for 30 minutes, or I'll go and read for 30 minutes, or I'll go and like, I don't know, drink in mint tea, or you get the point. It's like you need to have a certain planned idea of what will you do if certain thing arises, if you get a certain urge to do something which you don't want to do. So you get the point. So yeah, having that idea of what will you do if certain thing arises already, if you have planned it out, like you don't need to journal for this stuff. It's like, it's trivial enough that you don't need to get like a pen and a piece of paper to like write down the certain, like you can just like write a couple of notes on your phone and that will be it. So you know, it's quite easy to do, but the return on investment is massive actually. So yeah man, that was the idea that I want to share with you, and see you in the next one.